I want to share something very personal with you today. And what I'm going to share with you completely changed my life, not just on my own healing journey, but also how I view healing, how I view the body, and how I view the world all around us. And it's why I created my course, Learn to Heal with Reiki, because I knew I had to share this with people. Hi, my name's Bailey, and I'm a nurse practitioner turned Reiki master teacher, sound healer, and yoga teacher. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I invite you to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I release a new Reiki or sound healing video. So let's start at the beginning of my journey. Several years ago, I went through a very difficult divorce after being married for 9 years. I grew up in Florida, and that's where my marriage was as well. And after my marriage ended, I moved to Ireland. Going back to visit my family in Florida was always very painful because every time I went home to Florida, it brought back all of these reminders of the life that I had when I was married and the fact that I no longer had that life, which I really loved. It was really heartbreaking for me. After one particular trip home for a family Christmas, I came back to Ireland and I developed a suspicious spot on my forehead just above my right eye. As a nurse practitioner with a background in dermatology, I knew right away that this spot looked like a squamous cell carcinoma skin cancer. So I called my doctor and booked an appointment, and they confirmed my suspicions and gave me a referral to a dermatologist to have it removed. And at the same time, I was already doing a lot of healing around my divorce. I had already become attuned to Reiki and had a self-Reiki practice. And I started reading about the work of Louise Hay. Louise Hay healed herself from cancer that she developed from her own childhood trauma. And her book, Heal Your Body, really spoke to me when I was going through my own healing journey. This book has a list of alphabetical symptoms, their probable mental causes, and the affirmations to reprogram the thoughts that are contributing to these illnesses. The concept that she teaches is very simple, but so profound. When we have dis-ease in our mind and our emotions, that manifests as disease within the body. So I decided to give this a try for my own healing journey. And I used affirmations and Reiki to see if that would heal myself of the skin cancer while I waited for my dermatologist appointment. I found the affirmations for skin in the book, and I wrote them on note cards and placed them around my home, in my kitchen, in my office, and in my bathroom. And I set an alarm on my phone for morning, noon, and evening. And every time the alarm went off, I repeated the affirmations while giving myself self-Reiki 3 times. So I committed to this process and did this every day. And after about 4 weeks, the spot on my forehead completely disappeared. And I was so happy and delighted and honestly astounded that I was able to do this for myself. Because not only did I heal myself of skin cancer, which is amazing, it also meant that I didn't have to live with a giant scar on my forehead, because that's what would have happened when they removed it at the dermatologist. It was such a powerful teaching experience for me to learn the power of the body, of the mind, of the Reiki energy and healing, and what we truly are capable of if we really just lean into our own healing abilities. But this is not the end of the story when it comes to healing my skin. The next 4 times I went back to Florida to visit my family, I came back to Ireland with some type of growth on my face or my chest. Now, because of my nurse practitioner background, I knew that these growths were non-cancerous, but I would encourage anyone who has any new symptoms or new spots on their bodies to always get them evaluated by a medical professional. Deep down, I knew that these spots were connected to my healing journey around my divorce. So I went back to my affirmations and my self-Reiki practice and saying the affirmations 3 times a day, 3 times each, while using my self-Reiki. And within about 2 weeks, each of these growths disappeared. Eventually, I was able to go back to Florida and visit my family without developing any skin cancer or growths on my skin. And I felt much more at peace and healed when I was there, and I wasn't triggered by the previous memories that used to really set me off when I visited. This entire journey taught me something so profound, that our bodies are always trying to communicate with us. Stress, grief, unresolved pain, they all live within our bodies. But when we use tools like Reiki and the power of affirmations, they can help us truly heal and help us release the trauma of our past that's holding us back in our present. And that's why I created my course, Learn to Heal with Reiki, because I wanted to share these powerful tools with others. I wanted to share how you can connect with the Reiki energy, how to use affirmations in the most effective way, so that you can really feel empowered on your own healing journey, whether that's a physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual healing journey that you are on. If you have resonated with my story, I would love for you to experience this deep healing for yourself. You can learn more about my course, Learn to Heal with Reiki, in the description box below. And if you're just curious about Reiki or getting started, I invite you to check out the rest of my YouTube videos here on my channel, where I share distance Reiki healing and sound healing Reiki-infused music. Thank you so much for holding space for me to share my story with you today. And just remember that your body is so incredibly powerful and holds so much wisdom and healing within itself. Thank you so very much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm sending you so much love and light and blessings. Take care, and bye-bye.